Just awesome team effort. I think Saturday, very very blessed, and these two guys got conference players of the week and very deserving, and which come out from start to finish with a lot of energy and played the game with a lot of passion, and it's fun to see us play that way. Put a complete game together and play well. We beat a dang good football team, Saturday. I still feel even after the game play, EKU. I still feel like they're a top 10 team in the country, and they'll make a deep run to playoffs, and they just got to go in, win the rest of their games and get in the playoffs, and they got a team that can go a long, long way. And I think we were very fortunate, to play as well as we played, and we got to continue to play that way. I think the sky's the limit for this team if we play with that much energy and execute in all three phases of the game, because I think we played about as well as we could play. Defensively, you hold a team that's averaging 400-something yards a game. You hold them to 175 and you shut them out. Impressive day defensively. Created turnovers. Dawson, I didn't know he could run like that. He even broke a tackle. I think outrun the quarterback to the end zone when he had to pick six. And then offensively had over 500 yards of offense. Just controlled the ball. I mean, you look back at the time of possession. You got some coaches around the country that will say that's a stat that it's irrelevant now. I think it's very relevant. I think we possess the ball for 35 minutes in the game and maintain drives and move the sticks and score points. It keeps our defense off the field. It does mean something to us to possess the ball, and we did a good job of that Saturday and making plays. I think Eli had one of his better games, and far as he continues to show poise and making decisions. And like I said, offensive line didn't give up a sack. They had some D linemen. Had one decent D lineman that was leading the conference in sacks, and we kind of handled him all day long. So it's just a good team effort. I think we played as well as we did in the kicking game as we have all year as well. Connor Rouleau, kicked the ball really well all day, and we did a good job with our punt team, which we didn't have to punt a whole lot, which was a good thing. And I think we forced, on the other side of that, we forced 11 punts. So their guy got a lot of practice. But, like I said, we just good team effort. And I feel like we beat a very good football team, and just, got to move to the next week. We're on week 9, and I feel like EIU is just as good as EKU. We got to go up there, makes the game even harder. They're a better team at home than they are on the road. So, we got to have our ducks in a row and be ready to play. But I wouldn't expect anything else from our football team. As preparation as usual, getting ready, for a really good opponent, this week. I'll open it up for questions.
Along those lines, it just seems remarkable this team doesn't have a letdown. And not to jinx it, but what do you attribute that?
Well, I mean, I think it's just week in, week out preparation. We don't really treat in preparation, we don't treat any game, any differently. Now, was there a different feel around last week's game and leading into the game? Did our guys know who we were playing and what the game meant and all that? Yeah, they did. I mean, you're not going to sit here and say that you didn't. You did. But as far as the way we prepare mentally and physically during the week, it's no different. It's a faceless opponent. I think we do a good job in all three phases of being prepared, and that's all the way down to, our tendencies that we get on other teams and our breakdowns from our support personnel to our coaches taking that, to the game plan board and being very good on both sides of the ball in third downs. And, just the process of what we go through during the week is very routine. And we learn what the other team's doing, and then we know it's all about how we play. And I think Saturday was a good indication of that. It shows you when you play another top 10 team in the country, if we play as good as we can play, sky's the limit for this team. And it's on us about how we play. So if we can continue to prepare like we prepare and play with as much passion and energy as we did Saturday, I think we're as good as anybody. And I think it goes back to that preparation and just talking about, week 8, week 9. And I think they're able to put last week behind them. And I think, when our football team comes in this afternoon, that's what you'll see us do. I mean, we're excited about the way we played Saturday. We're proud of the way we played Saturday, but we got a bigger goal out there than just winning the OVC, and we know where we want to go, and we know how we got to get there. And I think it comes in with being routine and how you prepare.
Eli and Dawson, I'll ask you the same question. How do y'all keep that level
Well, like Coach Cross said, I mean, every week's a faceless opponent. You gotta prepare each week, like like every week. And last week we had great focus, starting with Monday, which is our mental day, and we've always had great Mondays. The way Coach Cross, Coach Blackwell set it up, we can really work on our mental game, and if we keep focused like last week, we'll have another great week, and that's what you one day at a time. That's how we take it.
Well, like he said, we just had a great week of preparation. You know, Mondays are big for us. You know, going out there, just bouncing around, getting things together. But if we continue to prepare well through the week and go out on Saturday and play as a team, I think the sky is the limit, like Coach Cross said.
Eli, what do you remember of playing up there 2 years ago?
Uh, Man, I mean, most I remember is the wind. The wind was crazy. I mean, you could throw a ball to the right and they'll shoot all the way back to the left, and they really dominated the game. You know, we went up there. You know, I'm not gonna say we didn't play our best, but they had total domination.
I know that's an awfully long time ago, especially in terms of college football. But for you, is there a little bit of extra motivation to, I guess, show Eastern Illinois fans that you're a better team than what you guys played 2 years ago?
I feel like they understand we're a better team than we were 2 years ago. I mean, it's motivation because, like I said, they dominated the game, but we gonna go and play, our game. We gonna go play Jacksonville State football, and it'll take care of itself.
Coach Cross, is there any way you can prepare for the wind like it can be up there?
I've already looked at the weather. It's 56 and sunny, about 11-mile-an-hour winds. I don't think it'll be a factor. They're still praying for snow. I know several of their coaches, so they're praying for snow. But I think it's going to be irrelevant. I don't think it'll be a factor. This weekend it looks like they got some highs that are in the 76 the high Wednesday up there, so it's actually a little warmer up there than this week than it is here. So I don't think it'll be a factor at all. And like I said, that's the weather was a factor a few years back, but that's a different year. Last week's a long time ago.
Playmaker and quarterback for Eastern Illinois, former Kentucky Wildcat Jalen Whitlow. What challenges does he present?
Old Alabama boy. He played down the road at Prattville. He had a good high school career here. He's a very good football player. He's a dual threat guy. He can throw the ball really well. He can run the ball. He can make plays. So you got to defend him, man. Anytime you're playing a guy that can beat you with his legs as well as his arm, it gives you a little bit different approach defensively. So we just got to continue to control the line of scrimmage and have great coverage and get pressure, to him. So, like I said, I think he's a very good player, and I think making Alabama proud of the way he's playing. So he's doing a good job and had a good year so far. And like I said, we got work cut out for us. They got some weapons offensively.
He's more of a threat to run than Cody was.
He was definitely, and he don't mind running it. He don't mind tucking it and running it when a rush is there, and they have some design runs for him as well. So he can really go with his legs. So he's a good quarterback.
Dawson, from your standpoint, a guy that's a dual threat like Mr. Jenkins is, make it a whole lot tougher for you.
It does, but that just means we gotta be more aggressive on them. And once we get more aggressive on them, they tend to like to sit in the pocket more, don't like to run it anymore. And so I think if we can get to them, then we can settle them down a little bit and contain them.
Coach, if you could talk a little bit about each of the players and the weeks they had last week.
Well, I mean, I think when we come out, like I said, we come out with a lot of energy and was ready to play. And we had a very focused week. And like I said, we knew what was at stake, I think, in the game, and we come out and played like that, kind of, set the tone early. And like I said, Dawson was a big part of that. I mean, he's on our kickoff unit, very opening kickoff of the game. He set the tone. I mean, when you come down and you avoid a block and you tackle a guy inside the 15 and a vicious tackle, you kind of set the tone. And he had one of his better days. I mean, just in his run fits, he's always really good in run pass deal. And guy hits him in the chest with the ball. Almost got another one. Before that one, he almost got another one, during the game too. So he had one of his better games, and I wouldn't expect anything less, from him. He's always ready to play. He's one of our, constant leaders on defense, and helps us get the call right and get everybody lined up, and does a great job of just doing his job. And like I said, plays the game, kind of the Gamecock way, the way we want it to be played. He's consistent in the way he does his job, and he's always physical. He's always around the ball. Very few MIAs, missed assignment stuff, and just does a good job. Had a solid game Saturday, but I think everybody kind of fed off of that, early, of him making that play on the kickoff, and had a lot of 3 and outs during the game, and just he's a big part of that. So, and brings a lot of energy when he plays. He's one of those that everybody likes to watch play, and like I said, just very proud of the way he represents us on and off the field. And then going back to Eli, I'd said that earlier. I think he had one of his more solid games. Through the air, he was 23, 24 for 32. For a lot of yardage, and did a good job. The thing that you don't take into account, that Eli is so good at is when the play breaks down and it's not there initially, or you have a guy, rushing like they had last week. He's able to step up and under it or bounce outside it, and look for folks downfield, and off of a scramble find a guy. And there were several explosive plays that he made just by being as poised as he is, and when it broke down, getting outside the pocket or stepping up in the pocket and finding a guy and creating a big play. And had several of those, during the game, and really had a couple of drops, and he missed a couple plays. He could have been, 28 for 32 or 29 for 32 easily, So we ain't never satisfied. It's always like that, And but it's he just played so good, and both of these guys just did really good. And they're guys that our guys look to. I mean, they're guys on our football team that I don't think have to be vocal. They are vocal at times, but they lead by example and just the way they do their job. And I think people have a lot of confidence and trust in people that just do their job every day. These two right here, I mean, you ain't got to worry about it. You know what you're going to get. You know what you're going to get on a daily basis. Like when we go to practice, ain't no different than what you seen Saturday. They're going to practice the same way they play. And it does matter. We talk about that a lot. It matters how you practice. And I think our team's bought into that. And you can take our Tuesday practice, and it's usually what you see on Saturday. You come watch us practice on Tuesday. What you see out there on Tuesday, it's very physical. It's very fast. Everybody's doing their job. Everybody's flying around. And that's usually what you get on Saturday. So, like I said, there's no letdown in these guys in the way they prepare.
Eli, Dawson looked awfully good on his touchdown return Saturday. You can lobby Coach Gross to make him a two-way player, give you another option on offense.
Oh, I don't know about that. Dawson, he's a very athletic guy. I talk about I kid with him all the time. I told him that I would have caught him. I would have caught him. But yeah, he's a great player, great athlete. And I mean, if Coach Ross let me have him, I'll take him.
These guys are competitors, as you can tell. Yeah, they always trying to compete with one another.
He says he would have caught you. What do you think?
I would have caught him.
I don't think he would have caught me, but he's a great player. He's one of the greatest playmakers I've ever seen in the country. And like Coach Gross says, if a play breaks down, no worries. I mean, he's gonna get you out of it.
So you're supposed to say, like, hey, you may have caught me, but you wouldn't have been able to handle that move I'd have put on.
Oh,